Welcome to Content Camp.
Hello, everybody, and indeed, and welcome to another edition of Content Camp. Today we have Mindy from Mindy, a realtor, and hello, Mindy.
Hi guys, thanks for having me. This
Yeah,
is so
thank you.
fun.
So, so let's talk about what it's like to be a realtor. I mean, yeah, what's the job like?
Oh man. You know what? It's the wild, wild west sometimes because right now we don't have a lot of houses sitting on the market. Um, for my buyers, that means certain things. We have to kind of be ready to hit the ground running when a good one comes on. Something checks all their boxes, then I have to basically drop everything and make that my life for that day. But it's a lot of fun. It offers me a lot of freedom. I'm a single mom. I have three daughters. One of them is at home. One's in college. One is working and has an apartment and a boyfriend and dogs. So I'm juggling things, but it allows me to work from anywhere. This is actually my little office right here. I don't plug into like a brick and mortar office, even though we have those that I can go to. I like to joke that I work from other people's houses. The remote work option, as we know, came along with the pandemic, and then look what we decided we knew we could do all along. That now we could continue on with this magic. So this is my little office in my garage, actually, right here. So a lot of times I'll be in here working. This is where I do most of my phone calls. It's quiet out here. I say I have three daughters, but I actually have two fur daughters, two dogs. So there's a lot of commotion and noises in the office inside my house, and I love spending time in my garage. Working in real estate is fun. It's a 7-day a week job. We like to joke that there's a meme with Jim Carrey and he's holding up 7 fingers on one hand. And I shared that actually recently. It was, hey, how much do you work as a realtor? And we work 7 days a week or whatever. So, but it's great because it allows me to plug in when I need to. And then I can, I don't work a lot of hours every single day. So that's really fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
so do
Mhm.
you sell a certain kind of house, or is it just anything on the market?
Oh, that's a good question. You know what? My favorite thing about being in sales is actually helping people. So we believe in helping, not selling. So there's really no house that I won't sell. um, I Most of my houses that I work in are in the luxury market. And so that's really nice. Being here in central Indiana, we have some of the best school systems, and it's a big draw. So a lot of my business comes from relocating families coming here from other states. So that's one perk that I get to make people into Hoosiers. So that's really fun. Um, but yeah, as far as like what houses, are my favorites. So the thing that's really special for me in this business is being able to help people move closer to their family and their loved ones. I've been privileged to help people relocate their entire family from North Carolina to Noblesville, Indiana. And when I say entire family, I really do mean their entire family. Like, one family came and then the other family followed them and then the niece followed them. And so that is the true joy in it for me, is being able to help people get closer to their families.
So a question about the houses that you sell. It's kind of like a multi-part question. What's the most expensive house you've sold? And
Mhm.
what's the weirdest house you've sold?
Okay. Oh, very good questions. So the most expensive house I've sold, it closed for $1,080,000. $1,080,000. And the weirdest one, I would say there was one that did need a lot of work. It was actually a manufactured home. And I took pride in helping that seller. He was actually a veteran and he served our country, fought for our freedoms. And he ended up, the thing that was interesting about that was he had a bottom line of what he needed to get from the house. And I was confident that we could work with that. And I'm glad to say that even though it needed quite a bit of work, we were able to get a brand new married couple into this home for what their price range was. And also we exceeded his expectations for his, what he was going to net from the home. So that was, I don't know if that's weird, but that was probably one that sticks out as something that seemed impossible, but it really wasn't that way.
So when you sell a house, how much do you work on the house at all? Like, I don't know, maybe it's dirty or maybe something's broken before you sell it, or do you just sell it as is?
That's a good question too. So I don't personally clean the houses. I have been known to, sweep and tidy up and stage the house before. I know a lot of my colleagues have told me stories about they went in for an open house and the animal had an accident in the house, and so they became pet sitter, pet cleanup, and mopping and certain things like that. I haven't actually run into that scenario myself, but I do. So I do advise the clients on how to stage their home. Usually it's more about depersonalizing the house. So in this day and age, with houses selling pretty quickly with a little tiny photo online, we want the house to kind of feel like it's a hotel, honestly, like a retreat. We want to take all the photos down off of the wall, and sometimes I make my seller pretty angry because, they love their family photos. Of course, I love them too, but the buyer isn't there for it. Right. So I tell people to really declutter a lot. That's most of what we've done. And then, sometimes for photos, I've been known to move things around and then move them back.
So do you have difficulty getting people to declutter, or
it can be a real issue. And in fact, when you deal with families, you'll have perspectives from each different person in the family unit. And a lot of times there's one person that is called names like hoarder. But I also have some really great supports for that. I have several different gals that I can recommend to them for helping them with downsizing and decluttering. And actually, I'm going to recommend that you guys reach out to those ladies because I think they would be great guests for you. So they go in, and these are saints. They go in and deal with the crazy wife and the irritated husband. And they go in with kid gloves and compassion, and they help them declutter. So we do have supports like that. And sometimes it is about giving them a little bit of tough love. Hey, if I was your buyer's agent and I walked you through this house, look at it through the eyes of your buyers. What would you think? And immediately they're like, oh, I would love it. I would think this is great. I think everyone should buy my house. But then if you really take them down that path, and if I've even taken some sellers to some of their competitive houses that were listed to show them, okay, this is what it's like to feel the energy when you walk through the house, right? And so sometimes just giving them a lot more data in the real life aspect of it can help them see, like, oh yeah, that would stress me out, like if I was the buyer and this is not all of my stuff, and I just want to be able to walk in here and imagine my furniture.
When buying a house, what are actually hold on. New question. On your off time, like when you're not working, what are some hobbies that you like to do for fun?
Oh, I love that. That's a really good question. Okay, so I'm really into nature. I like to be outside and just be out doing a lot of fun things outside. So I'm a water sign. I like to be either on the beach or near water. So if it's nice outside, you'll find me near water. I'm a huge animal person. I actually quit photography to do it as a hobby more so, and so sometimes I like to go photograph birds. I'm a huge bird nerd. Um, I like to spend time with friends and family. And then one of my favorite things to do is to just go out and see some live music. While I don't have any musical talent, I make up the VIP section. So I like to get people dancing and get them engaged. And I have many talented musician friends. So that's what I like to do in my spare time.
Lewis, I wonder if you could connect the dots on that. Who does Mindy probably know that you can think of now that she's
Do you know a man named Ward Walker?
Oh yeah, I know Wardy. We go to
Yeah.
we go to Wardy's tribe jam. How do you know Ward?
Oh, the music network.
Cool. Are you into music?
Yeah, I'm in deep.
My mind doesn't have the capacity for second thoughts. I'm full. I'm going straight into music.
Oh, wow, very
I'm
nice.
going to destroy the music industry and rebuild it as my own.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's cool.
I'm in deep. I love it.
Nice. Okay, well cool. I like that about you. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we originally I originally met Ward because his twins and Lewis both started at St. Pius School at St. Pius. Now I think they're a year or two older than you,
Yeah.
Lewis. Is that
Okay.
right? Yeah,
Oh,
but you know, Ward, of course, as you know, he has this way of just everybody knows Ward. You know, he's one of a
yep.
kind.
Yep. Yeah, actually one of my musician friends just introduced me to Ward's his little stage there that he has in his backyard and everything. And then that was a cool networking piece because now I'm able to recommend him to my clients who need window services, right? So it comes full
Yeah.
circle with
For sure.
Yeah.
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 That makes me think of like kind of a full circle question. And speaking of Ward, and I don't think I'm speaking out of turn. Anyone who knows Ward knows he's one of the best salespeople ever. He told me once. He said, "Tony, I'm addicted to selling. I just love selling. I'm addicted to it." And and the more you get to know Ward, you say, yes, you are addicted to it. So I'm curious to hear from you. Like, what do you think are some of the keys to being a successful real estate agent, especially, you know, the sales? Did you always see yourself as a salesperson? Is this something you've had to learn?
Oh, that's a good one. So I've always been able to sell things. There's kind of a funny story about this gumball machine pair of plastic clip-on earrings when I was like 9. and I think they cost me a quarter. And then I went to the playground after school in the neighborhood that we lived in, and my friend there really wanted to buy them from me, and I told her they were not for sale, and they weren't. But she got me up to $5, and by golly, I sold them to her. So I may have always kind of had sales in my past. And then real estate kind of did weave itself throughout my life over the decades. Many people tried to poach me from my photography roles to become a realtor. And then I slowly but surely kind of got into real estate in a weird trail of I'm in it deep, like he said, like Lewis said, I was in it deep. But so I started working after I sort of stopped doing photography as my full-time job, and for a guy named Scott Willis. And at the time he was doing pharmaceutical engineering recruiting. So he was recruiting engineers, and I was an admin assistant for him. And then he saw that I had graphic design abilities, and I had done a few newsletters and stuff for him. And he said, "Oh my gosh, my wife is going to get a hold of you." And she was a realtor. And so that's Stacy Willis. And she's with Old Town, the builder now, and absolutely loves that. And now he's the mayor of Westfield. So Scott and Stacy they're at fault. They got me into this. And so I had been working for both of them as kind of an admin and doing some graphics and design and things for them. And then she said, "Hey, you could really make more as a licensed assistant, even if you never want to sell a house." I said, "Oh yeah, that sounds great. Maybe." And then I kind of dragged my feet around. And then she said, "Well, what if I paid for your class?" And I said, "Well, geez, I can't say no to that, Stace." So I got my license during the pandemic, 100% online, while my girls were all also being homeschooled. But so for the attributes I think that it takes to be a good salesperson, you've got to come with empathy. And I think that's my number one trait. I can read people really well, even sort of over the phone or, through a picture or a video. A lot of times I can pick up on things. And then just the gift of gab, perfect strangers will tell me their life story. It just happens, I'll come out of the store and my girls are like, "What took so long?" You run into someone, no, perfect strangers. So I think those are the keys to sales. And then, like I had said before, it's really comes from a place of helping, not selling. I would never want to sell someone a house that isn't going to make them perfectly happy and ecstatic, right? So I think being able to establish those terms and just go in head first for what's best for them, kind of like a mom would do with her kids, So,
David, what's your question?
Actually, I think I fixed it, but now that I raised my hand, because originally I thought my battery was going to die, so I wanted to get this in before I left, but I think I fixed it. So if you had one lesson to share, quote, anything, what would that be?
oh, wow. Man, that packs a punch. Let me get a good answer here for you, David. So I would say one lesson would be to not second guess yourself with what you want to do in your life. Real estate actually presented itself to me in my 20s. I'm a little older than that now, obviously. But it presented itself to me in my 20s, and I believed some people, influencers in my life who were very, very close to me, and they were probably right at the time. But I do wonder if I had gone for it then, how would my life have turned out differently? I So I'll just lay it out there. It was my dad. He said, no, don't become a real estate agent. He was really worried about my safety. And I respected that from him, and I didn't want to make anyone scared for my safety, right? And so, but then, as I grew up and I learned how to take care of myself in this big bad world, right? Then it became like, well, I'm safe in any job as long as I know what to do. So I would say I should have gone for it earlier if I had not put those limiting beliefs in and believed those things about myself.
Did you always want to be a real estate agent, or did you have another dream job?
Oh gosh. Well, yeah, I wanted to be a dolphin trainer. I'm absolutely serious. And then, so of course, my family said, my gosh, no, you can't do that. You have to move to California. Right. But yeah, but I always did love the house, just being in and out of houses a lot. Actually, when I was a teenager, I worked for a real estate agent who was flipping houses. And that's when I really started to become interested in it. And at that time, I thought, oh, yeah, I'd love to be a flipper. And then, of course, here I'm going to age myself, but they had like the Trading Spaces show. You younger guys can look it up. It's really fun. They like went in and like the neighbor took over their house and like redid it and stuff. And so I was always watching HGTV. So I think it was always in the back of my head. And yeah, if I had just gained the confidence and said, heck, I'm just going to go for it a long time ago, that could have been really cool. Although I talked about it with my older daughters and they were like, yeah, but when you went for it, you were really ready to do it. And the scenario was like you had the time and the energy to focus on it. So that's what we're going with.
Do you see yourself doing real estate for the rest of your life, or at least the rest of your career?
That's a great question. Yeah, actually, there's expansion on the horizon. It's a little secret that I'm slowly but surely and secretly getting licensed in another state where there's more water. Yeah. That is a long-term plan. But yeah, I plan to do this well into my retirement. And that's really fun too, because I can do this from anywhere. In fact, last year I did this from 2 different cruise ships. I was dealing with inspection results and responses while on a cruise with my daughters. One was for work, one was for play. People said you can't really work on a cruise ship, and they're dead wrong. Because I got a lot of great value from the Build at Sea thing. It was a Brent Gove thing. He's a really big giant in the industry. So what I learned there and just the elbows that I was able to rub and, handshaking and stuff there, that was just incredible. What a way to build your career up. But yeah, I do plan to die doing real estate.
So kind of back with that, like a weirdest house question. What is there like a client with like either out of the ordinary expectations or like like strange wants for their house?
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes. Well, so I'll go back. There was one thing that I saw in a house on some buyer tours that the buyers thought was really kind of weird. In the basement in the man cave, they actually had a urinal. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right. Okay. Okay, Louis. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I want that someday. Okay. I'm putting that on your checklist for later when we shop for your house. The buyer with that one oddly didn't want that. And, I thought maybe they were, highly opinionated. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you get all kinds of people. A lot of the guys want a really nice garage. Most of the women want a really nice kitchen. Some of the other requests have been, everybody, so homesteading is really popular these days. So a lot of my buyers want to buy 1 to 20 acres and have a little home, a tiny home, or a barn dominium on there. That's one of the more like uncommon ones. You're going to hear some beeping in the background because I just had one of my daughter's cars towed to my driveway. So there's not anything like, there's no like incoming submarine or anything. We're just beeping. So yeah. That's probably one of the more uncommon searches, and those lots tend to sell quickly, especially because they're, like a unicorn, 1 in a million. Yeah. Yeah. As far as unrealistic expectations, yes, I get that a lot. So my buyers a lot of times will have in mind a certain checklist of items that are musts. And then, different people in the family, all the decision makers have to be present for our consultations because, sometimes we have dreams and then we have another dream where our bank account is dictating that dream. So, we like a challenge. We like to chase down everything they want in a house for the price that they can afford. And sometimes it is like that when you go out with a buyer that's brand new and they've never bought a house. Sometimes you do have to kind of show them a couple of different price brackets because, if they really want all of those features, then they may want to adjust their budget. Right. And then, the same thing goes for my sellers. They have expectations of what they would like to sell their home for. Of course, I want to get them every dime that I can for it. Right. That's my job, is to protect their interest in the property. But they also have to be realistic and look at it from the buyer's perspective. So,
speaking of being realistic, I'm kind of watching the clock here, and we're heading toward running out of time. Mindy, how can people get a hold of you if they want to find help buying or selling a home?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. So the best way to get a hold of me is to reach out to my cell phone. People can reach me on my direct cell. It is 317-565-9741. I'm also on all the socials. You can reach me on Facebook. Actually, that's where Tony and I met, and I discovered your podcast. So Facebook Messenger is fine. You can go directly to my website. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest. My goodness, I'm just farmed out everywhere. Google my business, anywhere. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, it's been so fun having you. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
You'll have to say hello to Ward Walker for us.
I will, and I'm going to have to mention him now when you go live with my podcast. I'm going to tag him in the post now because he was discussed. And yeah, you're right. ABC, always be closing.
There you go. There you go. Okay, well, Mindy, thanks again so much.